Hey y'all, it's your girl Chef Kyra and welcome back to another episode of New York Eats. Welcome to my food channel where we talk about everything nice, sugar and spice, baby. So for today's episode, we are going to be making my favorite appetizer from Cheesecake Factory. And that is, drum roll, the TEX MEX egg rolls. Oh my gosh, y'all. I was gonna say spring rolls, egg rolls to be exact. So we're gonna make it from scratch. I've been craving this, and I don't really have a Cheesecake Factory that's close to me. I mean, like, it is, but it's like, it's a 45-minute drive. So it's a bit easier for me to just go make a copycat recipe and just pop over to the supermarket, which is like 10-15 minutes away. So with all that being said, let's just get started. So I know it looks like it's a lot of food and a lot of stuff going on, but these are some of the things and the ingredients that you're gonna need. So what I'm gonna do is just have a listing right here on the side to give you guys exactly what you're gonna need. So we have a couple of things here. We have our tomatoes, we have onions, corn, beans, of course, some chicken, cheese, avocado, jalapeno. So the first step that we're gonna do is get our chicken cleaned up, and then we're gonna season it and set it off to the side so that it has a little chance to kind of like marinate with some of those seasonings. So I decided to get some chicken thighs. And I really didn't want this big of a package, but we got them. So I'm just gonna toss about 4 chicken thighs in here. The rest I'm gonna save for another recipe. I'm also going to add a little bit of vinegar and just gonna mix the chicken around in this. And every Caribbean person knows this is how we clean our chicken, with a little vinegar. And now we're just gonna rinse this off with a little water. I know, and how I always do, I always put a little bit of oil on the chicken, just a touch. Right, and now we're gonna season it with some salt, black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, a little cumin, and then some chili powder. Right, and some chili powder, and a good amount of it too, because you want that flavor to really come through. And a nice helping of garlic, fresh minced garlic. Now that we have that all set, I'm gonna mix and get that chicken rubbed up. And like I said, we're just gonna let this sit over to the side for some time, just so that all of these seasonings and things like that can really penetrate the chicken. And then the next step is going to be to sear the chicken on each side, and then after that we're going to toss it in the oven and finish it off so that it finishes out cooking. I chose thighs because thighs are like really juicy, really tender, and they're just great. I love them. Alright, so that is our chicken all seasoned up, and now we're just going to set this off to the side. Alright y'all, so now we're on to the part while our seasoned chicken is sitting off to the side. I've got some fresh cilantro. Okay. I got some limes. I got an avocado, jalapeno. I got some Greek yogurt, just plain Greek yogurt. And I have some sour cream. So we are going to make the avocado crema. So let's get all of these other things out the way. And the first thing that we're going to do is just pick off the leaves of our cilantro. Okay, we have our leaves picked off. We're just going to rough chop, because all this is going to end up getting blended up. But you want a nice smooth consistency with your sauce, so I just like to chop it up a little bit. So we're just gonna pour it out, get those seeds and stuff out. And I'm just gonna use half of the jalapeno because I don't want to make the sauce too spicy, but I want to make it spicy enough where you get that nice little, you know, kick. And then just tap for the rest of the seeds. Cut this in half. And then cut your halves into slices. And then small dice them. Oh, come back here, little pepper. Okay. Use one whole avocado. If I need more, I'll add more, but as of right now, we're looking pretty good. So just want to take your knife whenever cutting an avocado and run your blade up against the pit of the avocado with the seed, twist and pull. And look at that, y'all. Look at the avocado. You know what makes me smile is when I see like the little avocado characters and stuff that they have, and that's how I always take out the seed for an avocado and take out the pit. I just take my knife, slap it into the seed, and then boom, there you go. Now you just want to take a spoon and come in and scoop out your pretty avocado. And look at that, y'all. Sexy. Look at that. Clean. Right? So we're just going to do the same thing with the other avocado. Just gently make sure you press your spoon up against the skin of the avocado. And then just scoop it out. It's just the same method like how you do with making or cutting a mango. So now I'm just going to slice this up. And we're just going to cut it into chunks. Just beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful avocado. Right now I'm just going to add some of the zest of the lime onto this so that it sticks onto the avocado and everything goes in at once. If you have a box grater, this is the side that I use to grade my limes. So here we go. We're just gonna grate some limes. I really need to get a microplane zester because that's what we use in the industry. But this zest in the lime is gonna intensify the flavor, and it's just, I mean, it's gonna be perfect, y'all. We have our jalapeno, our cilantro, and our avocado and lime zest. And look at that. Just, I mean, a beautiful plate of green. So now that we have our zest, I'm gonna slice this bad boy open. A good rule of thumb, if you want to get the juices going in your lime, you want to take the base of your hand, the palm of your hand, and you want to take the other hand and you want to push and roll. And this just gets all those juices going so that it's easier for you to squeeze out the juices compared to just slicing it and then, you know, squeezing in the juice. Next thing we're gonna do is put our yogurt in. Now we're gonna add some sour cream. This goodness in there. So let's add all of that. These are limes. A good pinch of salt, about that much kosher salt, because that's really going to intensify all these flavors that are going to be in the sauce. Alright y'all, so now that our sauce is done, I'm going to pour it out and show you guys what it looks like. But it has such a beautiful green color. I also decided to add some sriracha because I wanted a little extra heat. So you don't have to do that, but I decided to. And look at this sauce. So it has a good body, good consistency. It's a little like jello-y, but it's great. So I'm gonna wrap this up, set it off into the fridge, and let it set up, do its thing. And we are gonna have a smaller portion of this sauce for when we plate. But that is how it turned out, and I'm so excited. Now we're on to the second part, which is making the filling for the egg rolls. So I have some super sweet corn, and this is just some canned corn. I didn't get frozen corn because it would just be way too much excess water content. And then I also have some black beans. Now we are going to cut up a Roma tomato. I have these little peppers, so we'll just do, I don't know, like maybe 4 of them. We've got some sharp cheddar cheese and a beautiful yellow onion. So let's get started. So I just cut off the top and the ends of the tomato just like this. Into slices. And then after that, we're gonna cut our slices into more slices. And then we are just gonna dice. Peppers, they're just the mini version of bell peppers, and they're great, y'all. I'm gonna crack that bad boy open, slice, and then we're gonna dice them up. Add that in there. Do the same process with the remaining peppers. And about maybe like 6 to 7 peppers. So we have all that diced up. Now we're just gonna cut up our onion. We have our onion diced up, nice and small. And I'm only gonna do half of an onion because I really don't want to have so much onion in it. You know, an onion is, you know, it's a really strong flavor profile. So now I'm just gonna mix this all up. The base of our mix ready to go. I'm just gonna add some salt. I'm basically gonna use all of the seasonings that we used in the very beginning to season the chicken, just so that the mix itself has flavor as well. And season everything, y'all, because once this is all said and done, you know, you want the inside of it to have flavor, the outside, the in-between, everything. Right, so we're gonna add some of that chili powder. Add a little black pepper. I'm telling you, y'all, if you skip this step, your egg rolls is just they just it's not gonna come out right, y'all. Then we're gonna add a little garlic, right? Now let's just mix that all together. Some of our cheddar cheese, and I'm not gonna put a crazy amount, but I'm gonna put enough so that when you do bite into the egg roll, it's nice and cheesy and ooey and gooey. So I would say like 3/4 of the bag of 3/4 of a 8-ounce bag of cheddar, right? And let this sit and let it marinate and do its thing. And now we're gonna get the chicken seared off and into the oven and get that cooked up. Once the chicken comes out the oven, we're gonna let it rest for a little bit, and then after that we're gonna cube it up and add it into this mix, and then we are one step closer to having these egg rolls, y'all. We have our delicious chicken that's been sitting and marinating for a little bit, and we are just going to sear the chicken on both sides, and then after that they are gonna go right into the oven. I have my oven set to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, so we just gonna cook these bad boys up. So I got my pan nice and hot. I'm just gonna mix my chicken around one more time just to make sure that they're all nice and coated, and we are gonna start laying these bad boys in. Absolute beauty. Those are out of the oven, so I'm just slicing them up, also getting a little taste in between, and then I'm just gonna cut these slices into tiny little pieces of chicken so that you get a nice even bite of chicken. So this is what you're gonna do after your chicken is cut up. Then you want to add it to your mix with the vegetables and cheese, and then the next step is going to be actually making the egg rolls. All right, y'all, so now we are to my favorite part. I have gotten some egg roll wraps from the supermarket. Okay, and if you want to be all bougie with it, you can use a brush, but you could also use your fingers. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to dip our brush, we're going to paint our corners. Pastry brush, y'all. Listen, my brain is like not working today. So we got our 4 corners painted. Now I have my handy dandy spoon, and we're just gonna get a good helping of the mix, that beautiful mix that we put together. Make sure you have all of your components, your chicken, your tomatoes, your corn, all of that good stuff. So now we're gonna take this corner right here, and we're gonna come up and fold it, tuck it in, right? So this is how it should look. Then we're gonna take our other 2 corners, roll that in just like that. Make sure everything is nice and tucked and sealed. And then for this part, you're gonna make sure that you're cupping here to make sure you keep all your ingredients inside. Roll once, roll twice, and y'all, bam, look at that beauty. So it is sealed up nice and good, and that egg wash really helps you to seal it up. I've got my oil heating up and getting ready to go so that we can fry some of these off, y'all. So I'm just gonna put this one to the side. Pan, I got some oil, I only filled it up halfway. And then we have our egg rolls all ready to go, so we're just gonna drop our first one in. And I have the oil on like a low medium heat, just because I want everything to cook nice and evenly. I want the cheese to have a chance to melt while it's in there. So if you have a stove that has like the numbers and stuff, I have it on about a 4. I did heat it up and then I dropped the temp down just a little bit so that, you know, they have a chance to heat up. So I'm gonna crank it up to about a 5, and we are just gonna let these bad boys fry up, y'all. Alright, y'all, so now that we are pretty much nice and cooked on the other side, we're gonna flip these bad boys over. So now we're going to take these bad boys out the oil. And nice and crispy. And now we are going to go on to the next batch.